Thank you so much. Thank you so much for. I can always count on you for the best introductions. Can y'all hear me? See me? Okay up here? It's all good. I think this is fine. Yeah, it's fine. Last time we lowered it, but I'm good. I'm good. So I'm gonna share one poem today. I want to first of all say I'm so honored to be a guest, to be in this space in this momentous time, and this poem I've selected, I hope to both, honor the legacy of Reverend Cecil Williams in terms of we're celebrating Asian American Pacific Island or Asian American Heritage Month that's coming up in May, and to bring some storytelling, which would be honoring also Janice Mirikitani. And so I'll just give you a little bit of story from my growing up. Growing up in the United States as a daughter of Filipino immigrants who arrived in the 60s, I was often an outsider, ashamed of my own skin and features, only to find pride in my culture and ancestry as an adult. Contrary to popular expectations, my parents didn't cook much Filipino food, if only on the holidays, and my palate was much more attuned to those 80s TV dinners, Stouffer's TV dinners, and Spam, than to adobo or pinakbet. Give it up for Spam, That's the island food, too. I was also not taught our Tagalog language, which was something that we all regretted later, but they did this because they wanted to protect me from the discrimination that they faced. So, despite all of these attempts to make our household American, they and we were, of course, still very Filipino. The condiments, the spices, certain foods around the house would always find their way in passing along culture to me. For example, we always had, and make a sound if any of this is in your household, rice, cooked and ready always, massive amounts in an extra dispenser, right? Like massive dispenser, and vinegar, spiced vinegar, and chilies, which are called sili, very spicy chili that I will share with you a poem right now. Wanting to make my parents proud led me to unknowingly reach back towards that specific spice, and through that, a taste of my culture. The late and great queer Chicana author Gloria Ansaldúa said, "Language is twin skin to ethnic identity, and so I can say is food, even if in only the spices." I believe this honors the legacy of Reverend Cecil Williams in reminding us how food and spices are a channel for connecting, for our bodies and souls to be nourished, for us reaching back to our ancestors, and to know that we belong. So this poem is called "What Was Passed On in Spices." One thing was passed along by my father, though not language. It lives in the throat. Bicolanos are known for a high tolerance to the heat of siling labuyo, wild chili, a strong, tiny pepper preserved in vinegar. A cloudy glass jar of suka filled with the red and green pointed fruits always occupied our refrigerator's side door. Sukang sili is a common, dangerous sauce. To tame the sili retrieved from its murky waters, to pluck the creature from its tropical swamp, to capture it thrashing in my throat, this was my secret aim. So at 8 years old, I tried to prove that I was as strong in the face of fire as my tatay, my papa. In front of visiting friends, he twisted open the jar, boop, and drew up a particularly bright green one. I placed a little grenade on my tongue, bit down, the sour, sharp juices waking every nerve. I kept a neutral face, holding back a grimace with each tense muscle. I could not show weakness. I swallowed the chili that lit my tongue, and it seared as it went down. "See, it doesn't bother me," I boasted. Then, while everyone grinned at the trick performed by the Filipino-American daughter, I secretly sped to the kitchen, downed an entire glass of water. The thing is, even when you try to wash it away, the spice of a siling labuyo remains. In fact, the more you try to douse it, the more it rages the tongue's terrain, then the throats, like a million tiny pins pricking the flesh. It is a delightful sense. something of a yearning, something of a return, this fire, igniting the cells, gifting a savage thirst. Thank you.